Yo, 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 and welcome back to the Banter Boys podcast. My name is Sanji. With me is Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
What up, loser?
Are you saying that because you're finally ahead of me in all forms of Euro fantasy at the moment?
Am I? No, I don't think so. But I beat you in the semi-final of the draft league, yo.
Yeah, I mean, beat me is an understatement.
Yeah, true.
You kind of kicked my ass.
I think I more than doubled your score.
It was a little sad. Man, I really hope this recording stays because I apologize in advance and for the previous episode or 2 episodes, listeners. For those that are still sticking with us for the Euros. Yeah, I had some device failures and I'm going through some life transitions at the moment, so bear with the audio quality. I went back to my old device, somehow woke it up like Frankenstein, and hoping to get a better pod out this time. Yeah, but back to getting my ass kicked. That was not fun.
It was great. What are you talking about?
Especially since it was assets that I suggested. I mean, granted, at least those assets didn't hurt me, but the Damsgaard one was fucking beautiful to see go in.
Yeah. I wouldn't lie. Schmeichel's pen save, that was a bit lucky. And then...
Yeah, you know what? Alright, we'll get into it.
Yeah,
we'll get into it. Don't worry. Okay, let's add some order to the pod. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is insert the social plugins from Ross. Ross, your beautiful voice is still blessing the people. Insert here.
Yeah, for sure. So you can message us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handles at BantaB. On Discord in the Draft PL channel, BantaBoys, #6585. On Reddit, /Banta_boys. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all under the name of Banta Boys.
Alright, sweet. So now that you've actually... Did you go follow us on Twitter? On Instagram? Did you? No? Did you? Okay, go do it now. I'm waiting right now. Okay, good. Now we can start the pod. I thought, we're not gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about because it's just 2 teams. It's the final. Not a lot of tinkering we can really do. So banter topics, just to kind of get things going. How are you doing? You had your second COVID jab, right?
Yep. I am fully vaccinated.
How are you feeling? Any traveling coming up? Oh, I totally failed that bottle pop. Nice.
No, I didn't look into anything yet. I'm just hoping things open back in Trinidad pretty soon. But I feel alright. I think things are on the positive.
Yeah, I'm still to get my jab or figure out that situation. But I will be getting my jab as soon as possible.
Yeah, you have no choice now, right?
What is the marketing now in UK? I think go grab your jab or something like that. I saw Danny Ings promote some video for NHS, I think.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely, guys, go get vaccinated if you can, So, what's going on in sports now? The last few days were a little slow, I'm not gonna lie. I did miss the frenzy that we had of, continuous days of fantasy, continuous rolling deadlines. And now I'm just itching for any sports possible. I know the NBA finals are going on right now.
Wimbledon is going on.
Wimbledon, yeah, there's an Italian in the Wimbledon final as well.
Yep.
So, history in the making.
Yep.
West Indies is playing Australia right now in the T20, and we're playing absolute shit at the moment.
Yeah, we have a run rate of below 4 and over, which is horrible.
I mean, to be fair, our captain is out with a hamstring injury, so we're allowed a little bit of a bly, I think.
Are we though?
Probably not.
Gale has now got off the mark with a 4. Okay.
Hey, C4 runs. Now, hopefully, Boss Universe, whatever his name is now, hits a few more 6s and we win this game. Because I didn't enjoy losing to South Africa. I have South African friends, but I enjoy beating those friends too. So I was hoping West Indies could have done the same.
Yeah, we collapsed in a few of those games. But, say what?
Yeah, that sounds like my fantasy history, to be honest. I joined a couple money leagues, by the way. This is my first time ever playing in money leagues.
Nice.
2 Fantrax leagues. We got tagged, I should say, in a bunch of social stuff. So thanks, guys. I look forward to just playing with those guys. I mean, really beating those guys. Banter. No, but honestly, like the friendships and the guys that I'm gonna be spending the next season with, really excited, looking forward to it. I'm also doing one OFPL. That's with Jim and his awesome ass community in the Discord.
Yep.
Go check him out. Go check out his services. It's crazy. This guy's like Superman of like draft leagues.
Yeah, I'm in that one too, I think.
Oh yeah, you are. You haven't paid your money yet, though,
No, so
right?
I'm hoping to win something from the Euro League I'm in, and then tell Jun just, that's going to be my buy-in.
Oh, nice. Yo, that's a nice way to kind of just have like rolling entry tickets into like all forms of draft fantasy.
Correct.
Do you have any advice for someone that is playing fantasy football for money? Yeah.
I would say, you know what? Trust yourself, trust your gut, do what you've always done that works for you. But when it comes down to like the final week, the final 2 weeks, I guess there's going to be playoffs in these draft leagues, right? Probably.
Yeah, I think there are, but there's also like prizes for coming first in the league table after 38 game week. So I think they run it the same way you ran our Euros draft league.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even though the system has that sort of feature, I think they still kind of run it in parallel kind of thing. I don't know. It's the first time I'm entering it's called the International Genie League. It's basically like the Sunday League of fantasy leagues.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess my only real advice is if it's coming down late to the end of the season and you are actually in the running for the top of the league, coverage then comes into play. Like if your opponent who's second or competing with you for first has a lot of, United defenders or City defenders, you want to try and trade or get some City defenders yourself just to cover off that clean sheet risk of you falling behind further.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I mean, you can play that strategy straight through the season, right? But I think it's only really when you're trying to seal that final spot to really lock in that money, you look at covering for sure a lot more.
I think it was a lot harder for you this Euros because that same team kind of decided your fate in both playoff modes and league table modes.
Exactly.
So you didn't have that much flexibility. So I'm kind of glad that even though I have a bazillion teams to kind of manage, not as many as Andres. Holy fuck, I can't believe that guy did 14 leagues last season. That's 14 different rosters, 14 different waiver wire
that's
windows.
crazy. I'm sure he commissioned at least a few of those too, right?
No, he didn't.
No?
I don't think
Okay.
he did.
Okay.
No. I would pray to God he did not, because commissioning last season was a fucking nightmare.
All right, COVID, of course.
Trust me, I know. That is definitely something worth considering because it's not like you're playing FPL regular season where, you pick people for the entire season. This one is like you could possibly, sabotage certain aspects of your team to just get that win because you're just trying to get 3 points at the end of the day, right?
True.
You're facing the other managers. You're not facing the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So you got to have that sort of mentality. All right. You know what? I'm looking forward to it. I think I've had enough practice with, friends in a casual setting. It's definitely going to be a lot harder having, 10 to 12 fully committed managers, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's especially with Fab and like you can't sleep on any waiver window. Like Ian kind of saw the results of that. So
yep.
All right. Oh, by the way, for one of the leagues, I remember I mentioned to you that one of the draft pick systems was guessing the number of Euro goals. I definitely fucked that up. Like, even though I got the golden boot guess correct, that was only being used in case of a tiebreaker. So I wasn't even close to getting the tiebreaker.
Did someone actually guess this many goals though? Like,
I think someone came close to
Okay.
it, but I mean, it has surpassed the last tournament, right? Which I believe set the most. It's
Yep.
close to like 140 or something like that right now. So
yeah, it's been a huge tally.
yeah, it's been a fantastic tournament. But anyways, the new system that the guys came up with. So Joe William. Oh my god, I should not butcher this guy's name on air.
So just to interrupt, Gale just got out right after his 4, like he's out for just 4 runs. Nothing since. Anyway, cool.
I mean, that's like West Indies cricket summarized on a whole day for you, you know? One day we're like, fantastic. The next day we're like, why are we supporting this team? But one of the content creators in the Fantrack space named Joe Williams is actually the commish for our league. He came up with this nifty system where you're assigned like 2 players from the starting lineups for the England-Italy game. And depending on their final who scored rating, the sum of those, the higher you are, that's your draft pick or something like that, I think.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's really crazy sort of system. But the players that I got assigned were Calvin Phillips and Emerson. I thought that was like, yo, maybe I should captain Emerson now in fantasy. Just go all in.
I mean, you could have done a lot worse. Those aren't too bad.
I don't think I had a choice in the matter. I think it was just players that I was assigned.
But I'm just saying, it was a good 2 players, I guess. Better than like Di Lorenzo and...
Somebody did get like double Italian defense though, and I was like, oh, I really wanted that. That would have been a nice punt to have.
True.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well, you know what? Let's see how those money leagues go coming up, in the seasons that we have coming up. Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, so let's talk about FanTeam.
Ooh.
Any updates? Are you still making money?
Yes, I'm still in the money. It hasn't really moved. My rank hasn't really moved from last update. I'm still about 3,800 on the other account. That puts me in a profit of about 50 euros or so. And I invested 46 euros to play these 2 teams, so I get back about 100 euros, and I'm going to pump that full amount back into the FPL season.
Oh, fair enough.
So I'm looking forward to that. I don't think my rank can move too much right now because I'm pretty much on par with the rest of the world in terms of having Italians and English players in FanTeam. So I guess I can get the captain wrong and probably drop a few places, but I should end in the money for sure.
Okay. That's pretty good news. Have you decided on the prize for the draft league that we hosted for the Euros?
If you win the league format, because you're currently first, and if I win the head-to-head format, then fuck it, no prize.
I mean, I think we should treat ourselves to drinks at least.
Fine. I'm not gonna give myself a prize.
I'm not condoning drinking alcohol, but I mean, I feel like we should celebrate given how fucked the last 16 months have been in Trinidad.
True.
By the way, shout out to Asa Rahman. Oh man, I'm butchering everything on tonight's pod. But the lad from the spot for fantasy football, again, I hope I got that right. He was asking us when we're gonna host the next Twitter space because he really enjoyed that experience when we piloted it.
Oh, sick.
So do you have any suggestions? Because I know after this Europod, I know we really haven't discussed what the plans were for the future season because I still have to talk to Ross what's going on with him and what if he has any new plans or ideas that he wants to incorporate into next season. Also, the invite is open to you on air, Rayo. I mean, it's been a pleasure podding with you, mate.
Hey, thanks, man.
If you're open to coming on to next season for a few episodes here and there, or even a regular thing, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I think I could do a few episodes here and there. I don't want to commit and then not show up, you know what I mean?
That's alright. I'll take whatever you give me.
When next we do a spaces, I guess it doesn't really make sense for the Euro finals because I don't see many people setting their team until lineups come out.
Yeah.
You're really going to scramble in that final hour.
Yeah.
Let's see. FPL, we could easily have an FPL discussion as soon as Euros are done, and definitely it'll just be early thoughts, what kind of players you're looking at, who stands out as a good budget pick. I've seen a lot of talk around Tierney at 5 million. I think Doherty is also 5 million.
Yeah.
And then in mids, you've had the Greenwoods. I think he's 7.5 million. He's still reasonable if he's still playing that kind of attacking role for United.
Yeah.
But one who's high up on my list right now is Ferran Torres after his Euro form.
Yeah.
He's just 7 mil. He's still a mid. And I think Pep came out right and just said, we're not getting a new striker to replace Aguero. And that's kind of crazy. So if they need to rely on Ferran to kind of play that false nine role or play, up front in a front three, I think he'll do well.
Yeah, the reason I'm excited to blend both the official game and the draft game together is because one thing I've kind of realized is that the assets that you are willing to take the most risk on in FPL are the ones that you expect, regular returns from.
Yeah.
Players to kind of set you apart from the sheep, let's say. So those can possibly be categorized as draft gems that you kind of want to pick up, right? During the season.
Yeah, true.
So I'm definitely excited to see if, the information that we share can help both communities, let's say.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now I think what we're gonna do is... By the way, I didn't even give an outline for this episode. Holy shit, I am so disorganized.
It's all good.
What we're gonna do though is discuss what our Euro draft league is like at the moment before we take our halftime pint, and then we're just gonna discuss the budget game with some questions that we got from some fans.
Sweet.
So what is our current league table looking like, and what do the playoffs look like?
So the league table hasn't really changed. The same top four that were in the top four last week remain, so it's kind of swapped around a little bit. You are still first with 241 points. Ian is second with 235 points. So he can actually make up that 6-point gap on you in the final, I think. He has a chance. I am third now with 225 points. So I have a 16-point gap to you. I don't think I can make that up in a final with just 6 players. It's going to be... I don't even have 6 players. I don't think you have 6 players either, but I think we both have 4 starters and then 2 kind of iffy subs.
I think I have 3.5 starters. Well, 3.75 starters.
Right.
Because Toloi gets 10 minutes towards the end. Berardi will get half an hour.
Gotcha, okay.
Then I've got Insigne, Luke Shaw, Jordan Pickford, and Reece James if they want to be nice to him.
Nah, no chance.
Yeah, so...
I think I have Di Lorenzo, Immobile, and Verratti. I think all 3 of those start. But I have no nailed on English players. I have Bellingham, I have Henderson, and then I picked up Rashford. All who can get an appearance point, but nothing to talk about really.
Yeah, I picked up Toloi for Sherby. I'm not sure what they're going to do in the final, but at this point, it just seems like Toloi is getting more minutes.
Yep.
And I'll take any point I can get.
Going back to the league table, Kyle dropped down to 4th. He had a really poor semi-final with only 8 points. And yeah, that's rounding off the top 4.
Yeah, let's talk about those semi-finals though.
Sure. So, first up was Ian versus Kyle. Ian scored 16 points. I believe his was just a scattering of players who just showed up. So Donnarumma, 3 points. Alba, 2 points. Stones, 2 points. Chiellini, 2 points. Joachim Anderson, 1 point. Jensen, 1 point. Declan Rice, 2 points. Rodri, 1 point. And Braithwaite, 2 points. So he scored 16 overall. Kyle, on the other hand, wasn't as fortunate. Kyle got 8 points. His points really came from the Sterling assist for the penalty. And then Belotti just showing and getting a minute's 1 point. Pessina, 1 point. Norgard, 1 point. Trippier, 1 point. And then he had Kjær with the own goal, minus 1 point.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ian won that. He's into the final. The next semi-final was yourself versus me. And I scored 31. You scored 15. What?
Yeah, I know. I scored normal people points. I don't know what the fuck you did.
Yeah, so I was super lucky. I had Schmeichel in goal, and he got the pen save. He got 9 regular saves, so that was just a haul. He got 9 points total. And then I had Damsgaard with his beauty of a free kick. He got 7 points. That alone was enough for the win. But then I just had scattered points from players who just play, right? Verratti got subbed off before they conceded, so he got a clean sheet point. That felt like a haul.
Yeah, see, I told you, 3 points are massive in this game, eh?
Yeah, so I just had a scattering of, I guess, French, Italian, English players who got 3 1s or 2s. And you only had players who got 1s and 2s, so Yeah, that's how it worked out.
Well, you know what? Congratulations.
Thank you,
I
thank
hope
you.
you're able to clinch it in the final. I hope I'm able to clinch the league table. And yeah, Banter Boys for the win. So I think now is the perfect time for us to take our halftime pint, and we'll be back with questions and yeah, just the budget game and close things off.
Sweet.
See you in a bit. And we are back.
And West Indies is still shit.
What's the score now?
38 for 3 after 8 overs. Run rate is super low.
Fantastic. We got past 25.
Lionel Simmons is just out. Yeah.
That's how I consider our milestones, you know. We get past 25, then 50, then 75. Like, you know, a batsman's innings. So
Nice.
I miss playing cricket.
Yo, I miss IPL fantasy. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Was dominating that too. Honestly, I don't care about Euros fantasy anymore. After I got to like that 2K rank and then fucked everything up. Well, you know what? I blame England for that mainly. But yeah, I pretty much dropped out the top 10K. I mean, there's your overall rank update from me at least. I think I'm in just inside the top 12K, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah, I'm at like 11985
Oh, shit.
to be exact.
I thought you would have gotten it back.
No, I suck at this game. Well, maybe it could change depending on what we do for the final, right? So I think what we can do is start us with the questions that we got in our DMs
Cool.
from Natty and company. The other peeps are just peeps from our WhatsApp groups in our fantasy community, etc., etc. So I've got like a team example up
Yep.
and like a list of questions, right? So I'm gonna just like kind of list off the questions all together, and we can kind of run through it. So the team right now that is up has like I think 5 Italian players, 1 English player, and like 5 Spanish players.
3 English.
Or 3 English on the bench. Yeah. Okay, I was just looking at her starting lineup. Okay, fair enough. I totally ignored her bench because I saw like the 2 Danish players on it.
Right.
Okay, cool. So 3 English as well. So the questions are, I'm feeling to make more transfers than the 5 free for the finals. Is that a big no-no, or will the points kind of balance out from what we gain?
I think if you can make 11 starting players, then there's no point in taking hits at this stage. We've seen that there were no clean sheets on offer in the semifinals, and they do seem to be a lot rarer now. So I think just try to get 11 players and go with that. Don't take a hit. That's my advice at least, and that's my approach. I don't know about you.
It really depends where you are in this game at this point, right? I mean, if you've got a nice rank that I think you kind of want to protect and like improve, obviously don't take a hit. It wouldn't make sense because everyone pretty much has the same fucking team now.
True.
If you don't care, then go happy, but I don't think you need to because both of the favorites, quote unquote, teams made the finals. So I honestly don't think many teams are gonna need to take hits. I hope at least, right?
Yo, when you said Kjær just now, I don't care. Yeah, that's the pod name.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, I love this. Okay. Next question. Do we just transfer out the 5 most expensive players and then don't worry about the subs since it's just one game?
That's an interesting one, and I guess it's really what you're looking for. For me, the most expensive players that I will be taking out are kind of like Murata up top, and he's not even that expensive, but there's no other forward that you want in the game right now. If you have Immobile and you have Kane, which almost everybody does, who else is there?
Wait, you don't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Actually, I mean, if you have the luxury of just throwing a player on, he gets 0 minutes, so like you can actually pick him up, throw him in your starting lineup, just for that like Hail Mary kind of play. Anyway, let's not give bad advice.
That's fantastic advice. Can you imagine Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming on to score the winner and somebody actually follows this?
That would be insane.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so I mean, we talked about this before, right? You kind of want to pick a team and back that team for the win. And if you're doing that, you probably will try to max out on like their defense as much as possible. I'm not saying go 5 Italians, 5 English.
That's like the rest of the question. So like we can just kind of wrap them up. Is like, do we hedge teams? Like, do we just pick one nation?
Right.
And like, how much do you look at like the formations that you could possibly play?
Right.
So like, obviously the formation could be affected by, looking at selling your 5 most expensive assets sort of thing. So it's like, do I go for like budget or do I go for like system?
If you have the money and you don't have to worry about freeing up cash from like selling Morata, then just target the players that you want. If you do need cash, you probably could sell Morata for a very cheap forward and push all your money into the other 4 transfers you're going to be making, but then you're pretty much picking up a dud and banking all on these 4 transfers, right? So it's really team dependent. But I think at this stage, a lot of us have a lot of money just sitting there. The Spanish players were expensive and we'll be dropping all of them. I think budget shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just target the players you want, and once they fit into a reasonable formation, just go with it. I think the English defense offers a lot more attacking threat than the Italian defense, especially now that Spin is injured. So like Luke Shaw has attacking threat, we know that. Maguire had so many opportunities last game. Stones had a chance and he's still an aerial threat. I mean, Walker on the other side is not that much of a threat, but he could always pop up with something.
Yeah, I heard on a different pod that Maguire accumulated an XG of 0.13 versus Denmark.
Is that it? I thought it would be way higher.
Didn't you hear that funny stat that like apparently England's scored like all their goals from like within the 6-yard box or some shit? Like apparently the penalty was the furthest that they scored the goal from
No way.
all Euros or some shit. Like if you think about it, they haven't scored outside the box, have they?
True. Yeah, Raheem has been tapping in everything.
Yeah, it's all been tap-ins, mate.
Shit. Okay.
That's wild. Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of agree, like, with what you're saying. Like, honestly, I'm at the point where, because I've also kind of fucked up my rank and I'm back to, like, not caring about it as much, I'm just gonna, like, back one team and hope that, they actually win the Euros. Because, I'm not gonna lie, based on conversations with people and just, like, surfing through Twitter, I feel like the general consensus is they're gonna kind of back England to win it all, because I mean England haven't been in a final in ages, and I mean EPL has influence on fantasy and and so yeah, I mean even if you look at like ownership perspective, right? The top 5 owned defenders in the game at the moment, as of recording on what is it? It's a Friday night, right?
Yep.
I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday night, by the way. Or your Saturday, whenever the fuck you're listening to this. So yeah, the top 5 defenders are Luke Shaw, John Stones, Bonucci, Kyle Walker, and Harry Maguire. And Spins is the 6th most owned defender. So honestly, I'm kind of feeling to just go all Italian backline and just like, go all in on that.
Yeah, not a bad play.
Because if I kind of stick to the script with all the English players, I'm not really gonna see much change in rank or whatever like that. Yeah, I feel like, just kind of take the chance that could benefit, the combination that could benefit me the most. So, yeah, I mean, even like in terms of like the formation that we could play, I know we kind of discussed a bit about this off air. We're kind of thinking about doing like a 5-4-1 or maybe like a 5-3-2, but basically play more defenders, right?
Yeah.
Because at this point of the tournament, like, I mean, the defense could be the difference, How much are you looking at the ownership of Immobile? Because I know you were considering selling Immobile to kind of free up more spots for other Italian players. Because, at this point, we have 5 free transfers for the final round, but we're allowed a maximum of 8 players per nation, right?
Yep.
So you want to be kind of careful about who you're exactly kind of maxing out on. And again, you don't have to worry about a bench. Remember that. So you could probably take out existing Italian players in your squad and throw in new ones while still sticking under the 5 free transfer limit.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think there's any players that people are overlooking? I mean, based on current ownership? I'll throw out a couple names at the moment. Bukayo Saka, 3% owned.
That was the first one on my mind as well.
Yeah, Verratti, 5% owned. Berardi has dropped down to 11% owned. But one I'm just feeling very punty on, and this is purely for Mohit, and I know he probably doesn't listen to the pod. I really want to punt on Jorginho, 9% owned.
Yeah, yo, if he gets that penalty or that random assist that he can pop up with, it'll pay off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just get the guys that are on penalties, on set pieces, just kind of cover your ass there. What about the guys that are more commonly owned, like Chiesa and Barella? If you had to pick one between those two guys, who are you going to go for?
I think Kjær has shown that he can just take an opportunity, even a shit one, and just finish, right? Like, his goals came from chances that a normal person wouldn't just put away.
Yeah.
That first goal where he took that long ball from spin down, played the amazing touch and then just put it in. And then this other goal where it was just like finesse, like, come on.
Yeah, and I know we didn't even talk about like how we did in the semi-final round, but Chiesa is one of the main reasons why you kind of kept up, I want to say, right?
Yep, I had him captain.
And I think that was because of like the game that he had previous to that. He had like 5 shots, 2 blocked. So there was a bit of an indicator that he's kind of trigger happy, and those are the sort of guys that you want to kind of captain on.
Yep. And well, one other thing to point out, captain can make or break you in this stage. Like, you can't twist. There's no more twisting, so you get one shot at captain. I mean, if you go real different and you go with, like, say, Emerson, that can really bite you in the ass if the popular pick, like Harry Kane, is probably going to be one of the popular ones, or Sterling. If they go off, if they get a brace, if they get a goal and assist, something like that, and it's against your defender that you're backing, like, the difference there, you'll be captaining a guy who gets 1 point, they'll be captaining a guy who gets 10 points, and that could be a huge, like, 18-point swing or something.
I totally agree with the captaincy being massive, because speaking of the last round, Emerson is the player that I captained.
Nice.
Got me a solid 12 points. It saved my game week, I want to say, because it was only him, Harry Kane, Morata, and Sterling that got more than 2 points. Well, I mean, Donnarumma got 3, but
Yep.
yeah, everyone has Donnarumma, so that doesn't matter. So, I mean, for like the final going into that, now, like, based on what you said, I'm thinking as a strategy, I might have like 8 Italian players, 3 English players, like have an all Italian backline, but then like captain Harry Kane. So like if he does score, I get those points. But like if the Italian defense keeps the clean sheet, then I get those points, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad way to play it. I haven't spent too much time on the side, but I have given it some thought. And like, if I'm going 8 of one team, how will it look if I go 8 Italians versus 8 English? I do like man for man the English defense a lot more just because of that attacking threat. But yeah, I can't see myself backing England that hard. And like you said, if you really want to make up ground, the differentials are going to be the Italians, right? They're less owned than the English players. And I mean, I'm still looking for that random midfielder punt. So I like Saka, as you mentioned. I even like someone who may come off the bench and impact the game, like a Grealish or...
I kind of want to keep Berardi.
So the only... Yeah, exactly, Berardi. Or the only other forward I was actually thinking of for this game week would be like Belotti.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned that Nati also wanted to get Belotti.
Yeah, she did. She was considering dropping Immobile.
So I probably wouldn't drop Immobile. I probably would just pick up Belotti alongside him,
Yeah. But I mean, if you had to spread out your Italian assets in a particular way, I mean, we can talk about both nations because we're like soon to like wrap things up. We don't really have much else to talk about. how would you spread your Italian assets versus your English assets? Like, where would you have more in attack, mid, defense, that sort of thing?
At the moment, I'm thinking for Italian defenders, well, 3 defenders plus a goalkeeper. I'll also pick up 2 English defenders because they still offer attacking threat, even if they don't keep the clean sheet, but they still can. They can always chime in with a goal or assist, right? So Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw definitely make that cut. I like the Italian mids more than I like the English mids. It's really just been Sterling popping up with points. Mount got a random assist here or there, but nothing really to talk home about, especially that kind of number 10 role he's been playing or just behind the striker or whatever it is.
I mean, he got close to getting an assist in the last game.
He did.
But, like, he's still on set pieces, so you've got that assurance.
You do. I guess I just expected more from him at this stage, right? Well, England on a whole. I mean, all the points have really come from Sterling, Kane, or their back line.
Yeah. Okay.
So midfielders, I prefer Italians. And they have so many that it's hard to pick from, right? Like you mentioned Verratti as a differential pick. Chiesa and Berardi are still competing for playing time, but they're both still really good picks. Insigne is on all the set pieces. Barella shows like he's really direct sometimes and just bombing and looking for that goal. Jorginho's on penalties. Like, how do you pick just 1, 2, or 3 from those 7 names I just called or whatever it is?
I mean, you could go as a safety net and just go for the guys that have played the longest minutes for Italy so far in the tournament.
That's not a bad approach. Surely that's like Insigne.
So Donnarumma obviously tops it with 600 minutes. Then in descending order, we have second place Jorginho, Bonucci in third, Di Lorenzo in fourth, Insigne in fifth, Barella in sixth, Immobile in seventh, Spins in eighth, Chiesa in ninth, and Chiellini in 10th. Berardi outside on 11th, Verratti right after him. So, I mean, those are probably the guys you kind of want to aim for, but again, wait until lineups come out, then kind of make your decision. At least for now, kind of have a plan of what kind of players you want for now and how you can kind of break up your current template to fit everyone in, right? Because you don't want to be scrambling like an hour before trying to figure out all the different permutations and combinations. Because I honestly don't think the starting lineups for either nation is going to change that much. So it should be like simple enough for you to tinker. Maybe 1 or 2 things might change from Italy. Who knows?
Yeah, solid advice.
All right. I think that's kind of it. I don't know if there's anything else we can discuss that is of use. It's been a great tournament.
Yeah.
I think when we come back for the final pod wrap up, we can discuss, like best goal, best assist, kind of just review the tournament. Maybe even we might get an extra guest, extra voice, extra opinion, and have some fun for the next episode. So, for now, do you have any final pieces of advice, Ryo?
I do not. I mean, I'm just looking forward to enjoying a football game.
Yeah, as a Italian fan, why did we not start the fucking pod with this? Like, how do you feel as a Italian fan watching your team in the final after not even qualifying for the World Cup?
I feel good, but I also don't feel so secure after seeing Spain kind of carve through them for that Morata goal. It looked a bit too easy. And they were on the back foot for a lot of that game. I'm not going to lie. So that's 2 games now where they didn't look too assured.
I honestly think you guys are going to win. Because I look at your opponents leading up to the final. You guys beat, like, Belgium and you beat Spain to get here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no offense to Ukraine and no offense to... Who else was it? Germany? Yeah. I mean, no offense to those guys, but Spain and Belgium were playing much better football than Germany and Ukraine.
For sure. I think, on the given day, you never know.
I'm not saying that because of those results that's why you deserve the Euros. That's obviously not how football works. But I just honestly can't see anything else other than it's coming Rome.
Okay, so you avoided saying home, but they are home. They have the advantage. It's 70K people that are going to be there cheering them on. And the hype is real. They've played 6 out of their 7 games at home. Well, they will have played 6 out of their 7 games at home. They're just so comfortable at Wembley. You never know.
Jordan Pickford doesn't look very comfortable in that.
Yeah, he was due for one of those bad games that he's accustomed to.
I mean, honestly speaking, it looks like it got worse over the last 2 games.
Yes, it did. Whereas Donnarumma's been tested more and looks so solid still.
Yeah, right? Did England do a penalty shootout for the tournament? No, right?
No.
Okay, cool. So Pickford has yet to face a penalty. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, mate. I think you guys are going to win. I'm going to back you guys to win, like, in fantasy and in real life. I mean, funny enough, my brother-in-law, for his betting pool, he needs a 1-0 Italy win to win his pool. So
Seriously, to win it all.
Yeah, to win it all. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm just going to take that as a sign, you know?
Sweet.
All right, perfect. So good luck for that game. I don't know if we're gonna be able to watch it together because COVID is still wrecking the fucking world. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay sanitized, enjoy the final, enjoy the fantasy. Just have fun. If you have a bad rank, have a lot of fun. Just pick random fucking people, captain random fucking people. Enjoy the game. History's being made. England's in the final. Let's go football. All right? We'll see you on the next episode, listeners. Peace.
Yeah.